You know what I really hate? The fact that whenever I apply for a job, I don't get rejected by a hiring manager. Nope, I'm rejected by a line of code in 0.4 seconds.
Here come the test results.
Finally, dude.
You are a horrible person.
And at the risk of turning this video into a rant, I'm going to turn this video into a rant, okay?
Everybody was trying to make me feel like I was losing my mind!
In 2026, applying for a job feels like shouting into a black hole that occasionally shouts back in a no-reply email. You spend 4 hours tailoring that resume, another 2 writing a cover letter that sounds like a poet had a baby with a corporate lawyer, and you hit submit. Then, nothing. For 3 weeks, until a generic rejection arrives while you're asleep, telling you they've decided to move in a different direction.
What?
And what direction is that, you may ask? The direction of an algorithm that we're going to call Gary.
Hi, friend.
Gary is a clanker. Gary is your modern recruiter. He doesn't take lunch breaks, he doesn't have a soul, and he definitely doesn't care that your rent just went up. He's a sleek, cold pattern recognition engine, and he's currently the only thing standing between you and a paycheck. 70% of resumes in 2026 are ghosted by something called sentiment AI. This isn't the old school era where you could just pepper your resume with buzzwords like synergy and dynamic until it looked like a corporate word search puzzle. If you try to keyword stuff in 2026, Gary doesn't just reject you. He marks your file as spam and treats you with the same respect as a Nigerian prince offering him an inheritance. Gary doesn't care if you have leadership written in size 12 font. He's scanning for your digital vibe. Think about that. Your resume was refused because your syntax stability felt too low confidence for a Tuesday morning. Back in 2024, we had it easy. We worried about keywords.
And today I'm going to walk you through what resume keywords are, why they're important.
If you shoved project management into your resume 50 times, you were a god. But in 2026, Gary is smarter. He's been trained on 2 billion successful resumes and a billion more failures. Here is the ultimate corporate irony. 80% of hiring managers now use AI to detect if you used AI.
74% of employers said they can spot an AI-generated job application.
If your grammar is too perfect, if you use too many perfectly placed imp dashes, or if your tone sounds like a helpful assistant, Gary flags you as a low-signal candidate.
What the frick is this?
You are literally being too good for the algorithm to trust you. Gary thinks no human is this organized, and he deletes that shit. You're being rejected for a job because you sound too much like the very robot that is trying to hire you.
Ironic.
And there's another thing that I really hate. Have you noticed the same senior manager role staying open for 6 months? Those are ghost jobs. In 2026, companies aren't always hiring. Sometimes they're just data farming. Gary stays open to collect resumes, analyze market salary trends, and train his own internal models on what a perfect candidate looks like, all without ever intending to hire a single human being. So basically, you're free training data. By 2026, 1 in 3 companies now lets AI run their entire hiring process independently. No human eyes ever touch your file. It's just math. They use a metric called confidence scoring. Gary analyzes the weight of your verbs. If you say you assisted in a project, your score drops 10 points. If you say you orchestrated it, Gary checks your LinkedIn metadata to see if your social velocity matches that claim. It's cross-referencing your entire digital existence in the time it takes you to blink. So, how do we fight back? How do we jailbreak the system? Step 1 is the human error polish. Gary is an elite pattern recognition engine. If you give him a perfect pattern, he gets suspicious. You need to add some human randomness in order to beat this step. Stop using AI to write your entire summary for f***'s sake. Instead, purposely break a corporate rule. Use a conversational sentence in your About Me section or something. Mention a specific weird hobby, something like competitive extreme ironing. But that probably will make you not getting the job. So, but here's what happens. Gary sees that randomness, can't find it in a training set, and concludes, this is a real human, and he is really good at ironing. You just bypassed the first filter by being slightly weird. Congratulations. Step 2 is semantic anchoring. Keywords are dead. Context is the new king. Don't just list skills like SQL or management. Use the star K method: situation, task, action, result, plus key context. Instead of saying, I'm a leader, say, I led a team of 6 through the 2025 regional supply chain pivot using our software, Grinder. Wait, what? Resulting in cost efficiencies that reduce the team by half. Gary wants to see the tool, the year, and the result in the same sentence. It proves you aren't just a legacy worker using a template from 2022. Step 3 is the linguistic fingerprint. In 2026, AI evaluates your tone. If you sound too eager, you're desperate. If you sound too cold, you're a flight risk. The jailbreak here is to mirror the job description's specific adjectives. If they use the word relentless, use relentless exactly once. Gary sees the reflection and marks you as a cultural match before you've even had an interview. This isn't just about getting a job, it's about the next phase of job erosion. I actually talked about that in my last video. I talked about how they're degrading the work itself. Now, they've automated the gate. That means you have to trick a machine just to be allowed to talk to a human. And that's insane. By making the hiring process a black box, basically, companies can suppress wages, hide bias, and maintain a workforce that is easy to hire and easier to fire. They don't want talent. They want units of productivity that fit the algorithm's current needs. The system is rigged, but it isn't invincible. The bots are fast, but they are predictable. They are trained on the past, which means if you can innovate in the present, you win.